What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today's video, I want to talk about Bitcoin versus gold. And I know there's been a million different videos done about this, but I've been doing a lot of thinking about Bitcoin lately. Any of you guys who really understand the stuff, I appreciate some comments, maybe help me understand a bit better. Um, yeah, so I want to get into that in today's video. First, my disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research before making any investment decision like buying gold, silver, Bitcoin, or pursuing any of the investments that I discuss on the channel or strategies that I follow. The channel's entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, get a financial advisor. Okay, so one of the reasons we often hear why Bitcoin is way better than gold um, is because there's only 21 million of them that will ever exist. And that's true. Bitcoin is limited to 21 million, whereas gold, there are, I think, roughly about maybe $10 trillion worth of gold above ground. Each year, the mining supply increases by roughly 1% or something like that. Um, Very low, but it's increasing. On the flip side of that, just to let you guys know, I do own Bitcoin and I do own gold. I'm not super against Bitcoin, but I'm also not, the full convert. Um, I buy little tiny pieces of it here and there, and those little tiny pieces are what I want to focus on today because I've never really. In fairness, I haven't done a lot of research on Bitcoin, so I basically know nothing. But just my sort of thoughts on Bitcoin, and I've never heard anybody really discuss this. I've seen Jeff Booth, Michael Saylor, a lot of Bitcoin people talking about Bitcoin and reasons why you should own it, and all these things. But the number one thing I guess I noticed when I buy these small pieces of Bitcoin, um, you're basically buying fractional ownership in a Bitcoin, I guess. And so what it looks like, these little fractional pieces are called Satoshis, right? Most of you guys probably know this. I was aware of that as well. But it got me thinking, like, I'm always buying these little tiny fractional pieces of one Bitcoin, of which there's supposed to be 21 million. So if you have something, we know that Bitcoin can only ever be 21 million. And one of the things about cryptocurrency in general is that, well, what makes Bitcoin so special? You can just make Dogecoin or, Squid Coin or whatever. There's no, there's no limit on the number of different cryptocurrencies that can be created. Therefore, it's not a scarce asset like gold or silver, real estate, that type of thing. Um, okay, fair enough. But let's just take Bitcoin. Bitcoin's, the strongest, cryptocurrency. It's the granddaddy of them all, I guess, and that's what everybody wants to own if you're into crypto and stuff like that. Okay, so let's just focus on the Bitcoin argument because they claim that Bitcoin will ultimately succeed where everything else fails because there's only 21 million. It has that rarity and there's more things to it, right? Like anonymity of transactions. There's way better videos out there on Bitcoin than what I'm trying to give you here. But just I want to kind of just follow one strand of thought on this. Um, so assuming we're just dealing with Bitcoin and there's 21 million, and if you buy fractional pieces of this supposedly scarce asset, okay, and now we know we can get fractional gold as well. But the thing about gold is that it's tangible, it's real. There's, I can only divide this. This is about a quarter ounce of gold in this half eagle. But I can only divide this so much. This is like a little over a tenth. You can get down to gram gold, half gram, 1/100th of a gram and stuff like that. Sure, yeah, you can do that. My point is that we're physically limited into how far you can really divide this stuff down before you need like an electron microscope to see it. And that's kind of where I want to talk about these like satoshis with Bitcoin, because I'm just reading a definition from Investopedia here. What is a Satoshi? Okay, the Satoshi is the smallest unit of the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. It's named after Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder and used protocol, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the Satoshi to Bitcoin ratio is 100 million Satoshis to one Bitcoin. So I got thinking about, numbers can be infinitely divisible, right? So yes, we're limited to 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created. But if that number is infinitely divisible, isn't that kind of the same thing as being infinitely expandable? So that's kind of, because it's just like, it's basically the same thing, only working above and below, you know, um, like carrying decimal points, right? It's just, are you, what side of the decimal point are you working with, right? So I just want to kind of think about that. And if there are going to be 21 million Bitcoin and that's it, which we know that's what and a Satoshi is one 100 millionth of one Bitcoin. Like, it's crazy. So theoretically, then, if it doesn't change and a Satoshi is a 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin, then I'm thinking like there could be the number of Bitcoin, including its fractional pieces, could be 21 quadrillion Satoshis, basically. Now that's a lot. There's not 21 quadrillion, pieces of gold. No matter how far down you, like I said, like, how divisible is this stuff? So maybe I'm thinking about this completely wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's just something that's been kind of nagging at me with Bitcoin. I'm not really sure. I'm not about to go delve into the white paper and read all the different protocols, and I don't got time for that stuff. But if you guys, any of you guys out there, like, know a lot about Bitcoin and can sort of explain to me, it would definitely help, because really I feel like the main argument for Bitcoin is, it's kind of, the first out of the stable, first out of the gate. It's a great, in terms of crypto, it's a good store of wealth, as has been proven over the past 10-15 years or whatever. But that's not to say that among other assets classes it could be a good store of wealth. So maybe I'm just thinking about this the wrong way. I'm just, like I said, I do have a position in Bitcoin. It's small, but it's just one of those things that I've been thinking about, kind of nagging at me, because it really gets to rarity. I feel like we are physically constrained with gold, or silver for that matter, and even if we apply this idea of divisibility, 1/100th million of an ounce, let's say, of gold or something, or a kilo or whatever. Is it kind of two sides of the same coin? Is it the same thing, or not? The other thing that I wanted to mention is that I am looking to pick up more bullion. I see, we've had prices drop. The Canadian dollar has dropped also quite, around 4 or 5 cents, which is a pretty big drop against the almighty greenback. So I always say, if you're in Canada and that, like, it doesn't really matter the gold price because it's priced in US dollars and our currency fluctuates off based off that. And, gold can be down like it is today, but it still costs more than it did, a few days ago. And it has to do with our currency. Our currency has fallen more than gold. So anyway, something to think about. I am looking at picking up like another ounce. Maybe I'll get another maple. Um, I don't quite have the cash for that just yet, but I would like to pick something like that up. Or if I could find, I was looking for a German gold mark, 10 mark or something like that. Um, I think that'd be really kind of cool. I saw one a couple months ago. I passed it up and it sold. Basically, it's about a little over a 10th ounce, maybe 0.11 ounce, kind of similar to one of these like Austrian gold ducats or whatever, and it was priced at four. I think I could pick one of these up for around $2.95, let's say Canadian, and that one was 420, 421, 422 Canadian. So obviously a huge premium and markup based on it just being a gold mark and whatever. But I thought that would be kind of really cool to add to the collection. It's not so much something that I'd add to it, my stack, because it is kind of a historical gold coin, which I do really like. Um, but yeah, anyway, as I see silver's come up quite a bit as well. I picked up a 10-ounce bar a couple weeks back on the dip, and yeah, this is how the game is played. The market is taking shit kicking today, and things are down quite a bit. Uh, However, as far as things may have fallen, they are still well above um, the pre 2020 crash. So that just goes to show you that I think assets still have a lot further to fall. It's just my opinion. I'm not an expert, but just looking at that, in 2019, early 2020, pre-COVID, where were we? Where were we with interest rates and stuff like that? And where was the stock market? Where were, the TSX, the S&P 500, the Dow and stuff, and then of course the COVID thing sent everything. We had all these crazy lows, and then they've recovered, and then some, and now we're kind of sitting still higher than we were pre, uh, like literally on the eve of the COVID crash. So only difference is we have interest rates that are significantly higher. We have inflation that is astronomically higher. So I do think that there's going to be a lot more pain. I am kind of, anxiously awaiting what's coming. I don't want to jump in too soon and get killed. But I do think it doesn't hurt to kind of dip your toes in a little bit. I am kind of pissed about Newmont mining. I want to pick up some shares in Newmont. I bought them. I traded them away. And then I've just been waiting for it to kind of come down. Now it's kind of come back down into my buy range. Um, but it may have further to fall. I mean, things are so crazy. The Fed came out this week and raised another 3/4 of 0.75 basis points, and they said there's more to come. There's another one coming at least. They want to get to around 4.5% on the overnight rate. So, of course, lots of people screaming it's going to crash the economy and it's the end of the world, and home sales have cratered, and there's going to be a lot of pain. And the thing is I'm not sure that this type of pain is easily reversible. Even if they do a complete 180 tomorrow, I mean, you can't stop the unemployment. Like, you can't stop the home prices from cratering and stuff like that. There's like damage and wreckage happening as we speak. It's not, super, I wouldn't say it's super bad. We haven't really, you know, nothing's gone bust, nothing's really broken. But you just kind of look around the world. I see, the Japanese yen is in trouble again. They're selling treasuries to defend their currency. We know the euro continuously hits new lows versus the dollar. So there's all sorts of stuff like that, and yeah, it's just kind of a wait and see. The Canadian dollars taking it on the chin pretty hard. This is one of the reasons why, again, I feel like I'm like beating a dead horse here, but when the most important thing that I've ever done is get out of debt, pay off your debt, your cars, your home, get debt free. And it just gets you into such a great position to be able to take advantage of a lot of these things. I have no leverage. I have a lot of cash on the sidelines still. Um, I have been, I do buy things like gold and silver. I do buy things like a little bit of Bitcoin, and I do, try to like regularly invest small, super small amounts. I do have probably too much cash on the sidelines right now. But things are just that risky that, I need to be comfortable. And at the end of the day, it's not about really being a hero. It's about being able to kind of move along, survive, and thrive. So, yeah, maybe paying off my home, I could have made more in the market. But that whole rally was kind of a phony, bogus, you know, rally to begin with, right? It was clearly like kind of like a blow off top. Um, it's not something that's sustainable. And I think that's what people really need to start waking up to and realizing is, most people's finances are a complete wreck, and they are unsustainable. So people need this, path on sustainability, which is, pay off your debt. It's not a big spectacular, it's not like you're up 20%, but having that peace of mind, having that stability, um, in times like these, and kind of where I see us going into, maybe a severe recession, possibly a depression, um, or even hard times. It's a lot easier if you don't have to make those bank payments and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm sure if you guys are long time subscribers to my video here, you guys know sort of where I stand on debt. And even things like gold. Gold is I can buy these coins. Most of these coins today I can buy for less than what I paid for them. And I know anybody out there, any stackers out there, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Nothing goes to the moon. Everything is kind of relative. Um, know what you own and why you own it. Don't buy the story. Don't buy the narrative. This is a hedge against financial chaos, against global economic collapse. If we end up in a situation where there's a severe depression or whatever, this will probably go down quite a bit. But if you don't need to sell, you'll get through to the other side. If you do need to kind of part with it, it is still very, very liquid and trusted. So even though you may lose, in fiat or whatever, it is still something that's recognizable as having value. So that's all I got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been a while. I've been super busy. We got this puppy. She's great, but it takes a lot of time. And when you're playing with puppy all day long, it's really hard to kind of get these videos out. But stay tuned. I hope to pick up another ounce. Let me know your thoughts about what I was talking about with Bitcoin, gold. I really appreciate a lot of your insights, and that's it for today. So please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to my channel, check out my website, My Road to Wealth and Freedom. The link is in the description below. I just published a passive income thing a week or two ago. This month's passive income is getting better, and that's the name of the game. So I hope you all are doing well and are weathering the storm. Thanks so much. Bye.